Hi, everybody. My name is Vic Sun. I'm a sales engineer at InterSystems, and today I'll be presenting on behalf of my team, Team Trial AI, my colleagues Bhavya, Kandimalla, and Mohamed Oukani, who will not be on the call. But I'm sure they'll be happy to receive your feedback and hopefully your votes in the upcoming games. So as a brief overview of our solution, we, Team Trial AI, are presenting a modular platform using a variety of InterSystems cloud services to help with providing targeted recommendations to help with identifying leads for clinical trials. That's the main use case that we're going to focus on, but because of the flexibility of a lot of the InterSystems technologies and the services that we'll be using, there are other potential use cases and other potential verticals where these technologies could be put together and put to good use as well. So we'll touch on a couple of those as well. So why clinical trials? The market is already huge and it is growing quite a bit. You can see a couple of numbers on the screen here, and we're expecting hundreds of billions of dollars of market size in the very near future. And part of the reason behind that is we've had COVID, of course, not too long ago. And we've also had a lot more different chronic diseases appearing and more custom treatments that we're looking for to try and treat those. There's a growing demand for precision medicine and tailored treatments that usually takes a lot of clinical testing to ensure the efficacy and safety of. And this is certainly a big issue in the United States, but it's also an opportunity abroad as well. This is a problem. Clinical trial recruitment is all around the world, and it's really hard to find participants. It's usually can be a very manual process. And so the vast majority of clinical trials actually experience a lot of delays as a result, and that's expensive and wasteful and so on. So AI is a great opportunity to streamline some of these processes, help fill in those clinical trial gaps, find more participants, and make it easier for people to find them as well. So it's less of a manual process. And so what is this platform that we're talking about here? So we're looking to combine a variety of different cloud services, as I mentioned, and on the next slide, I'll have a little bit of a architecture overview slide so you can look through some of the different services and how they all fit together. But essentially, the idea is to be able to ingest data from a variety of different sources, standardize that data, run AI on that to help with finding those participants that match the appropriate criteria, and use that to help improve the clinical trial success rates and accelerate the timelines. So let me go ahead and go to our architecture slide. So I'll kind of walk through top to bottom on some of the various services that we're using. So there's the InterSystems FHIR transformation service that you see in the top right corner here, and that can be used to transform legacy healthcare data into FHIR resources. And so this kind of plays a twofold role. One is passing to the InterSystems OMOP service, which takes FHIR and can transform it into the OMOP data model for clinical data analysis. That's kind of a side project that it could potentially be dedicated towards, but primarily feeding alongside the other button at the top layer there, the data ingestion layer, alongside the standard InterSystems Iris for Health interoperability technology, that interoperability engine, those interfaces, that ability to ingest structured and unstructured data. So combining the FHIR transformation service and the standard data ingestion layer that InterSystems Iris offers gives us our inbound point for pulling in data to the Trial AI platform, and then storing that data in InterSystems Iris Cloud SQL, where we can use our embedded Python support and use our vector search and vector embedding support to do the work of helping with doing that clinical trial patient matching based on the criteria that we're looking for, and try to search for more eligible patients that way. And then also leveraging, as you see in the bottom row there, InterSystems Iris Cloud Integrated ML. So also integrated into our Cloud SQL database is the ability to run integrated ML. And if you're not familiar with that, it's InterSystems offering in the auto machine learning space, which is a very simplified, user-friendly way to run basic machine learning on a data set. So If you want to go the more advanced route with vector search and embedded Python, you can do that. And if you want something a little more user-friendly with just SQL commands to build those predictions easily and help find those patients, that's something that you do with integrated ML right out of our portal. So kind of touching on some of the InterSystems technologies that are involved here. Of course, the multi-model nature of the IRIS database is very helpful here. We can store those embeddings. You can use vector search within the platform. One of the issues I think we see with some of the other competitors in this clinical trial AI space is that they are often more of a hodgepodge of different technologies, leveraging partners and so on. And while that's not necessarily a bad thing, I think there is an advantage and efficiencies to be had when you're using a lot of the InterSystems technology stack all together, as well as the cloud service stack all together. So it kind of simplifies management, things plug together more easily, and the integrations are much more native and natural than other companies that do a similar thing, but they're kind of a bit more of a Frankenstein when it comes to putting together different technologies. And for their FHIR support, they might need to pull in from somebody else, and for their unstructured data support, they might need to look at something else. But for us, we kind of do all of that on the IRIS for Health platform itself, and touching on a couple of our services that are all based on the IRIS tech stack as well. And then, of course, embedded Python, as I mentioned. You don't need to read all the text on this slide, but Python is built into the IRIS kernel, and so it's super performant. It's really easy to get access to any Python code. All those libraries of machine learning and AI related technology can be ran just as efficiently, and right there on IRIS as well, right next to the data. So that's another place where, again, efficiency is nice to have with the embedded Python. And so I'll talk a little bit about some of the ideal customer profiles, some of the use cases that are most interested in a technology like this. Certainly, we think providers and academia would find use out of a platform like this, but others, in the government side and the reporting side, payers and life science could also find value in their own engagements with clinical trials. But going through, we'll see, on the provider side, they can get a lot of benefit out of course, the ease of finding those patients, with the ease of data integration, with pulling from their various diverse systems. The idea of kind of integrating systems is, of course, no stranger in InterSystems. That's something we've been doing for decades. But of course, applying it to the clinical trial context, that's a region where we excel, and so we're happy to assist with that piece of the puzzle. It also helps these providers use the resource more efficiently. So, with not having to dedicate as many manual resources and without having to sit around waiting for these clinical trials to kind of come to maturity, that can help them save money and save time and save their human resources, which are the most valuable and excessive resources. And of course, improving the patient outcomes as well. That's the underlying goal of healthcare, and that's what providers will always have top of mind. And so, the kind of end idea of these clinical trials is let's provide better care to patients. Let's provide more specialized care. Let's make sure that these new approaches are good and are going to be able to treat all the new issues that come up as we find them moving forward. And then in academia as well, some of the advantage we see are, you can improve the enrollment rates. You can help to get insights for your clinical trial protocol adjustments, and optimize for your site selection. It can help get a lot of more metadata about the clinical trial itself, which can help you apply for grants and funding and that kind of thing. So to wrap it all up, the clinical trial space, there's a lot of money involved. It's a very difficult process. Almost all clinical trials are affected by, patient enrollment issues and associated delays. And so kind of some of the things that we're looking to build on for our clinical trial AI platform is to help with filling that gap, improving patient outcomes. And because it's so modular and because it's all built on Iris and our cloud services, it really gives you the ability to build kind of an all-in-one and kind of pick and choose where you want to use our technologies to address your various needs, and also expanded other use cases, building on top of that foundation that you have. So hopefully that was a good overview of our trial AI demo, and hopefully I did a good job of stepping in for Bhavya and Mohamed, and I did justice to their portions of the presentation. But thank you guys for your time, and I look forward to your votes, and hopefully you'll enjoy our presentation as well as our other colleagues in the demo games. Thank you.